Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. As always, I'm Mythic. Today we're going to be looking at events, notifications, pop-ups, all that sort of stuff that makes your stream look amazing and lets your followers and subscribers know just how mythical they are. If you want to learn some of that, make sure you stick around, and if you want to help out the channel, make sure you like the video. It really helps. Take 2 seconds to bang a comment or subscribe if you're new for more content like this and our live streams playing mad retro games. We're going to roll a title, we're going to get into it. Go. Hey everyone, welcome back. As I said, today we're going to be looking at notifications. I'm going to kind of do this on the fly. If for some reason you think in these videos they seem a little bit unplanned, that's because they are a little bit unplanned. But I think for me, the videos work best when I sort of try and be fluid and flamboyant and just explain things as they come to me. If I make notes, they seem forced, they seem crappy, so we're not going to do that. So I'm going to go through the process that I look at when designing my notifications, designing spaces to put events and shout outs for people, and try and explain to you all how you can do exactly the same thing as well. Okay, so moving over to this screen now. This is basically, again, where in my Streamlabs setup, you can see obviously the notifications down here that have recently happened. Now, these are essentially what you want to display to your audience. These are what you want to pop up. I'm going to show you the way I did it, which is with Streamlabs. Personally, I really like the Streamlabs OBS software. I think it's great. I think the integration's great. It's certainly my recommendation. I'm not going to go through all of them because that's ridiculous. I'm going to go through what I know and what I really enjoy using. So we're going to look at Streamlabs OBS. So these are what I'm going to display. So what I'm hopefully going to show you today is how to do things like this. So someone follows me on Twitch, for example.
That sweet, gentle face, those buxom curves, this perfume, the firm springiness. Yep, she's a girl.
And you can make them as funny, as daft as you like. Now, for me, you can get certain packs of notifications and things like that from things like Streamlabs, Nerd or Die, and we are going to look at Nerd or Die and things like that at a later date on this video. Now, personally, I much prefer designing my own and coming up with my own idea. They're then much more personal to you. If you've got a generic sort of a bought notification for when people subscribe, I don't think it works as well. It's not quite as exciting. You just kind of go, oh, okay, they've bought something. So for me, this is a big part of my personality. I've got, you know, a Sword Art Online 7 Deadly Sins tattoo here. A lot of my notifications are all anime based because that's something I love. That's something that's personal to me. And I think personally you should all do the same thing. Now, that can be whatever you want. If you've got certain characters you use within your stream, if you've got certain games you play, if you're just like a crazy individual on screen, you just want when people subscribe, you know, you make yourself a short little GIF of you sort of going, ah, you know, use that, be creative, you know. Just remember, as regards to music behind them, if you are going to put things onto YouTube, you do need to make sure you do have non-copyright music. Otherwise, you will end up getting copyright strikes, and that's obviously never a good thing. Strikes are not a problem, you know, you can get as many strikes, it just means you share revenue, but it's the copyright ban hammer shizzle that's not great. Anyway, so that's what we're going to look at on there. And the other thing we're going to look at is this as well. So if I unhide my events banner that would usually sit at the top up here, we've got this going on as well. So literally at the point where interactions happen, so we've got here sub, gifted sub, subs and gifted subs and all this sort of thing, and it shows up here. Now, for example, if I put a bits alert going, this is a test bits alert.
You might need these.
Later. Oh, my underwear. So you can now see that up here. Donated 1 bit. Mythic channel. So not only do you get notification, you get this sort of ongoing shout out going on, which is quite nice. You get that immediate bang. Thanks, guys. That's really cool. You've subscribed. You've followed. You've done what you've done. And then this is just sort of like that nod to your people. It's like the wall of fame up here. So personally, I really like these. I think they're great. Now, this is a new one. But But before we get into this, we're going to look at how you implement these notifications and how they work within Streamlabs. So, for example, first things first, we're going to actually dip over to Streamlabs so you guys can see what's going on. So, within Streamlabs here, this is me logged in. You can actually log in with multiple accounts. You can log in with Twitch and or YouTube. So, what you're going to do first is you're going to come over to the alert box over here. This is what we're looking at. Okay, so this is the screen that we're currently in. Okay, so what we're going to start doing now is we're going to start looking at how to set up these alerts and notifications. So you can see them pretty well with what we've got going on here. So you've got your general settings. So under your general settings, once you've logged into Streamlabs, you've got your account, you've logged into your Twitch section, you can then look at your general settings. So the background color is lime green, the alert delay. So this is so basically how long you want it to wait before it kicks in. Unlimited alert moderation delay. This applies to alerts. If enabled, all alerts need to be approved manually. You don't want to approve alerts manually, okay? And then you've got your layout, so how they look. Is it a picture and then text underneath? Is it a picture with text through the middle? Is it a picture and then text by the side? You get to choose how it looks. Okay. Reset stream labels sessions automatically. Please note the reset could be slightly delayed due to API blah blah. Stream labels, we're actually going to look at as an alternative to an events viewer. So I'm going to go into that as well. We're not going to look at that at the moment. And then custom bad words. So for example, I'll have it puppies, bananas, and kittens. So you can have your own custom blacklist. So you can go off a generic one. So, you know, anonymized names containing bad words. Or if there are certain words that you dislike that get thrown into your stream, you know, just use your common sense. If you want to add certain things, just add them to the list. Okay, so let's look at a standard one. We're not going to look at all of them. We're just going to look at how I've set up one of them. So when people follow, so this is our follow alert. When people follow on Twitch, are they going to get a notification? So, for example, if I scroll this down, so you can see this and this, and you can even test the follow from here. So I'm going to test the follow.
Sweet, gentle face.
Okay, so we get the same thing happening there again. Okay, so we get that notification firing. Okay.
Yep, she's a girl.
So you can see all the different parts of this now. So the choice that I'm using for this is I'm using the layout of a picture with text going across the middle of it. You can then choose the animation for how it works. So is it going to slide in from the left? And how's it going to enter the screen? You just need to basically pick, I mean, because mine essentially all slide out from either the side of my webcam surround or from another border. I have them sliding out because it almost looks like they're sliding out the side of the image. You might want them to like appear magically out the middle. There's various options. So this is how your alert is initially displayed and then taken away again. And you just need to decide how that best suits your stream. Okay. The message template, this will give you a rough name. So this sort of wiggly bracket, I can't think what they're called, name wiggly bracket, that will basically put the name of the person that's fired that interaction. So Joe Blogs. So Joe Blogs dropped the follow on Twitch. That's what my notifications say. I might change mine up soon. If we ever decide a sort of a name for our community subscribers, that will probably become that. I tend to call people mythical creatures quite a lot. So it might be, drop to follow on Twitch. That one might say the same, but the subscribers might be, you're now a crazy mythical creature. Welcome to the community. It might be something like that. But you need to decide your own personal style for that notification. Text animation. Do you want the animation to have a certain text? It can bounce, pulse, it can do certain things. Personally, I don't like them. I think it makes them harder to read. Especially, you've got to bear in mind, lots of people watch on mobile. Lots of people watch on tablet. If all your notifications are wiggling around all over the show, they can be quite hard to read unless they're sitting in front of their computer or they're sitting in front of their TV. Now, I tell you for a fact, most people don't. Most people are probably watching on some sort of a mobile device. They're probably not sat at their PC. So, have a look. If you've got YouTube analytics or Twitter analytics, have a look. Watch where people are watching from. That information is there to look at. At this point here, you can then attach an image to it. So that can be a still image, it can be a GIF, it can be whatever you want to display. So all of mine are GIFs, and then I've put, comedic and sort of funny things. I think it's best when your notifications are kind of exciting or humorous in some way, because then that way people want to fire off those notifications. If everyone thinks your sub notification is really cool, and like more people are going to want to sub just to see your notification, that's pretty cool. So this one is for the follow. Okay, let's go from the sub. Let's look from the sub. So look what I've done for that. So down here, we've got the sub one. So name is drop the sub on Twitch. We've got this really cool Sword Art. I keep on saying Sword Art Online. 7 Deadly Sins. Sword Art Online, if you hadn't guessed, is another favourite anime of mine. 7 Deadly Sins, really cool image, and then I've then attached attached the intro music from 7 Deadly Sins. And it's quite epic. It's quite an epic little tune. You then get to pick the sound volume, how long the alert duration goes on for. So the alert duration, I base mine roughly how long obviously the song is and how long I wanted it displayed. And you got the enable custom HTML CSS. If you're CSS, cascading style street, hypertext markup language, God, or someone that can do crazy stuff, then you can drop that into there, disable, enable, and you can do all that stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Open resub message settings. So if someone has already subbed, but they resub, do you want to have a notification that they've resubbed? For me, definitely. Because obviously if that person's constantly giving you their support, of course you want to acknowledge that. That's really important. So yeah, brilliant. We're going to show that. This is the font size. This is the font weight. This is how it's going to do it. Text color, and how that all works. You can see all that stuff going on. So that's pretty cool. You can see the resub difference, and it says has resub for X amount of months and so on and so forth. You got resub message text to speak. I'm not a big fan of text to speak, so I've got mine disabled. Font settings. So this is your settings within, what color do you want them to be? I've got my Twitch ones in purple. Seem to make sense. I can then glance over if I can actually see the image and see that, oh, it's purple. It must be a Twitch notification. And then the alert verification, any sort of verification settings you want to do. Okay, so once you've gone through and set all of these up, whichever ones you want, so you've got ones for follows, donations, hosts, bits, raids, pledges, merch, face mask, cloudbot, redemptions, all of this stuff. Once you've set them up, you can obviously just test them and listen to them, okay? But the way I've added them, and this is the bit that confuses people, I think. So so you've added all of these, you've saved them, it's brilliant. Lots of people will then tick all the boxes in here of the ones that they want and then do a browser source. Now, browser sources are quite, what's the word? They're quite sapping, browser sources, as a feature to drop into a Streamlabs element. So what we're going to do here instead, under my section, I've got a section here that called Does Not Move. And you can open it up and you can see here you've got alerts. Now, alerts are added by going add, and then, where are they? Alert box. Add an alert box. That will get you to this screen here, okay? So you can then pick which alert boxes you want to. This will all port over from Streamlabs, what you've just set up. Now, you can set them up from in here, but trust me, from someone that's tried to do this and failed and it gone wrong and it been wonky and weird, do it this way. Trust me. Set it up on the website, then come back here, create an alert function, and then just tick. Don't start looking at it. Don't be tempted to play with it. Let's just go, yes, I wanted the bits one, I set that one up. Yes, I wanted the donation one, I set that one up. Yes, I wanted subs, follows, hosts, and raids. They're the ones I wanted. And then just go, done. And then you can just resize it, move it, put it where you like, and it'll work. And you can go, woohoo, look, here you go, here's a host.
I'm the owner of this place.
Huh? He's the owner.
He's the owner.
All right, fresh from the oven. It's the meat pie that
Made the boar hat famous. Okay, and there's your alert notification. Now, this is the bit that confuses people. If you're going to restream, okay, this is where it can get really blooming confusing. It's what screwed me up. It's what messed me around. Just, this is the way to do it. Okay, so, come back to Streamlabs website. Up here, you can switch between your two. So we're currently on Twitch. We're going to go from Twitch to YouTube. Okay. Now, you can now go back to your alerts section. But this is YouTube alerts now that we're looking at. You can see we've got different, see? Donations. Yeah. Subscribers. So my subscriber one says, has dropped the sub on YouTube. Members. You know, is now a member on YouTube. Super chats. You know, has dropped a thing or a super chat. You know, these are the, and I've kept all my notifications looking the same from a visual, like from a GIF point of view, but then just change the wording. So now I've got things set up for YouTube and Twitch. Okay, so I've gone into Streamlabs. I've said these are my YouTube ones, these are my Twitch ones, and put them within the archetype of this. Okay, I've then gone back to Streamlabs. Okay, I can't do this now because I'm recording. There's no great way of showing you it. But if you basically go down to the bottom left-hand corner and log out, okay, log out. So because when you log into Streamlabs, you have to pick a profile to log into. You either log into your Twitch profile or you log into your YouTube profile, and then you stream from there. So obviously, if you're just streaming to YouTube, this doesn't apply to you. If you're just streaming to Twitch, this doesn't apply to you. If you're using some sort of restreaming service, this will. Okay. All you then do is then log in to the YouTube portion of down here. So log out, log in from YouTube if you were previously logged in at Twitch. Go back to your alerts box. Excuse me. Go back to your alerts box over here and just double check your alerts for your YouTube stuff is selected. Don't mess with it. Don't do it. Just go, yes, I wanted my super chats. Yes, I wanted my subs. Yes, I wanted my members. Done. Okay? And it will work. Just trust me, it'll work. I've been through every iteration, and this is a pain. Seriously, it took me so long reading, trying to find how to do this. It sucks, but this is the way it works. It does work. It's brilliant. Okay, last thing we're going to look at. We're going to look at events notifications. Okay, so the one that I've got, the one that you can see, and let me just check. Yeah, the one that you can still see on the top of the screen right now is this one. It's called Event Pop. It's from Nerd or Die. By the way, hashtag not sponsored. But Nerd or Die, if you do end up wanting this and you do want to sponsor me, then crack on. Nerd or Die, Event Pop, custom event list. Basically, it's $8, which I actually thought was really reasonable. I'm in the UK, it's about £6. I have got Honey installed on my browser. I then got a discount through Honey of about £2 or £3. So if you do this, bear in mind, and you haven't got Honey, get Honey. By the way, Honey, if you want to give me a code, then yeah, you can do that as well. Look at all these like shout outs. Nerd or Die, sponsor me. Honey, sponsor me. No, but yeah, there is a discount with Honey. So, you know, and I think so install Honey. It's only It's only 2 clicks to install Honey, and it's free, and it saves you money. You can save money with Honey. I sound like Mr. Beast. Okay, cool. So this is the one that I've got. Literally just search for custom events list. It's on Nerd or Die. Okay, that's it there. One thing I do want to show you is another way that you can do custom notifications with events. So we've got our box here. Let's just close this down. You can do what are called stream labels. So, for example, if I add a new thing here, and I'm going to add a stream label, okay? I'm going to add this source, okay? Now, you've got various things. I'm using stream labels. Have I added something? Oh, Twitch subs. Okay, fine. Let me just get rid of that again. Go away. Okay, so I'm actually using 2 stream labels here. So under here, so this is for my subscriber count. By the way, guys, I am chasing 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which gets me repartnered. So if you really want to support that cause, hit the bloody subscribe button, because we're, you know, only 90 away. And then also for my current goals for Twitch subscribers. So what these are is this is reference to a text file. So you can click on a stream label and you can, let's add a new source. Let's add a new source. Let's call this test. Okay. So add the source. Okay. And you can then pick the type of label that you want. Okay. So do you want this to be a label that displays your, so this is top donor, 30-day top donor, all-time top donors. So obviously most people want to do subscribers. So if you scroll down until you find that's top sub gifter, donation train, follow train, subscriber train, top train, top cheers, cheer amount, cheerers, followers, subscribers. Here we go. So most people want to do most recent subscriber. So my most recent subscriber, shout out to you, MSP Wackus. Thank you very much for your subscription. Appreciate your face. So the label is bracket name, close bracket. So it's showing the name of your most recent subscriber. That's what it's showing. So if you want to add text before or after that, you can add that before or after it here. You can add the months in as well. It even says that, you know, you can add dunk and then the months in. I might actually do that as well. I didn't think about doing that. Might do that up the top, but mine automatically does that. So you can add the months in as well. Okay. You can describe the text, the font style, how big you want it, the text transformation, blah, 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 the alignment and all that sort of jazz. Boom. Brilliant. Excellent. Marvelous. We now have our label. Here's our stream label. Let's make it nice and big so we can all see it. That is our most recent subscriber. Now, what you can do is obviously you can then just create yourself an overlay. So if you remove some of the stuff, if you remove my overlay from there, okay, all the overlay is, it's just literally, it's a 1920 by 1080 blank space done on Photoshop. And then what I've done is I've then created this, essentially this grey box. It's got a bit of a background color to it and it's got a white edge around it. And that's what then my labels sit over, to basically just give it a bit of a background. So you can create something like that. You can create a bit of a space. You can create whatever epic bit you want. But why, you know, you can literally just have this sit here like this, or you can do other stuff to it. So you can actually right click on test and actually apply some filters to it. One of the ones that I used to quite like when I did it this way is you can do a scroll effect. You can add a scroll effect to it, and you can then change this scroll effect. So if you want to, like if it said on the screen, subscriber, and then you want it to scroll underneath it, you can do a horizontal scroll speed of 10. And that'll start it scrolling. You can limit the width, but however, if you literally just then do that and then click done, you've then got a scrolling most recent subscriber. Okay. You can limit the text size, but then, for example, you know, if you had a box at the top, you could, if I turn off the events there, you could then size that and then drop that, shunt it down, and drop that into your box. And if you've got a little bit of art next to that that says like a little bubble that says sub or whatever, each time you get a new sub, this will change. So I think if I fire a sub, it should change. It probably won't, actually. I tell you why, because this isn't a real sub. So this won't work. Okay. So, yeah, it's not going to work quite like that, because obviously, because that's not a real sub, it's just firing the emote. But that's the idea. You can put that up there. It's free. It works well. Yeah, it's a great way to do it. So that is how to set up notifications for streaming and so on and so forth. Let me just head back over to this one over here. There we go. Cool. So that is my guide on how to set up notifications, some ideas on what you can do, how you can do it. So notifications for multi-streaming, streaming to an individual platform, as well as how to do your own events banner, or where you can get your own events banner from. I hope this has been really helpful. If these are helping you, please, please, please let me know with a like down on the video. It takes 2 seconds to scroll down for you to like the video. It takes ages for me to make these videos, and I would really appreciate it. Also, if you do like the content, if you want to see more crazy things like this, please do subscribe. We're chasing 1,000 subscribers and you can help me get there. I'd really appreciate that. Brilliant. Last. Bang a comment down below. Let me know if you liked a certain bit. If you want to see other helpful videos on things you want to see, let me know. After that, I'm going to head off. But don't forget, stick around to the end because there may be a couple more videos on the end card that you might want to watch. So just check out and see what's there. Peace out. Peace.
3, 2, 1, go!
Have fun, it's just